What if I told you that right now, in April 2026, citizens from 39 countries are being quietly blocked from entering the United States, and USCIS hasn't made a single official public announcement about it? No press release, no formal policy update, nothing. Just silence. And if you or someone you love comes from one of those countries, whether you're applying for a visa, a green card, or simply trying to visit family, this directly affects you. So before you book that flight, before you submit that application, before you make any move at all, you need to hear what we uncovered. Because what USCIS isn't telling you could change everything. Welcome back to Global Entry News, your most trusted source for real immigration updates, breaking policy changes, and the facts that the mainstream media glosses over. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because we post critical immigration updates regularly and you do not want to miss what's coming next. Today, we are breaking down the 39-country travel and immigration ban that has been quietly taking effect, and more importantly, what it actually means for you, your family, and your future plans in the United States. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is this ban, and where did it come from? Earlier this year, a sweeping executive-level directive began reshaping the landscape of U.S. immigration enforcement. While the administration presented it as a national security measure, the scope of this action has left immigration attorneys, policy experts, and thousands of applicants completely blindsided. The list of 39 affected countries spans across Africa, the Middle East, South Asia, and parts of Eastern Europe, representing millions of people who either hold visas, are in the middle of active applications, or are simply trying to reunite with their families. So what does this ban actually do? According to internal memos and reports obtained by immigration policy watchdogs, the restrictions operate on multiple levels. First, nationals from the listed countries are facing automatic additional scrutiny at consular processing stages, meaning visa interviews are being suspended, delayed, or outright denied without detailed explanation. Second, individuals who are currently in the United States on valid visas from these countries are finding that renewals and extensions are being placed on indefinite administrative hold. Third, and perhaps most alarming, certain categories of immigration benefits, including work permits and travel documents for pending green card applicants, are being quietly withheld without formal notice. Now, here's where it gets even more troubling: the lack of transparency. USCIS has a legal obligation to publish policy changes through official channels. Yet in this case, applicants are only finding out about the impact of this ban when their cases are denied, delayed, or flagged, sometimes months after submitting their applications. Immigration lawyers across the country are reporting a dramatic surge in cases where clients from the 39 listed countries receive rejection notices that cite vague security reviews with no clear pathway to appeal or reconsideration. This is not a processing backlog. This is a coordinated policy shift happening in the shadows. Let's talk about which countries are affected. While the full official list has not been released as a single public document, investigative reporting and leaked State Department communications suggest the countries include Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Yemen, and Chad, many of which have appeared on previous travel restriction lists, but this time the scope extends further to include nations like Cuba, Venezuela, Myanmar, North Korea, Belarus, and approximately 24 additional countries flagged for what officials describe as deficient information sharing or elevated security risk profiles. If your home country is on this list, your immigration journey in 2026 just became significantly more complicated. What should you do if you or a family member is from one of these countries? First, do not panic, but do act quickly. If you have a pending application with USCIS or the State Department, Contact a licensed immigration attorney immediately and request a status update in writing. Do not rely on online case trackers alone because the system may not reflect the actual hold status on your file. Second, if you are currently outside the United States and waiting for a visa appointment, be aware that your consulate may have received internal guidance to suspend processing in your category. You may not receive a formal notification. In that case, your attorney can file an inquiry or a mandamus lawsuit to compel action. Third, if you are inside the United States on a visa from one of these countries and your status is set to expire, do not wait. File for an extension or change of status as early as possible and document everything. Now, let's address the big legal question. Is this ban even constitutional? Several civil rights organizations and immigration legal coalitions have already begun challenging the policy in federal courts. The core argument is that blanket country-based restrictions, when applied to lawful visa holders and green card applicants without individualized review, violate due process protections guaranteed under the Fifth Amendment. We've seen this legal battle before, back in 2017 with the original travel ban, and the courts ultimately forced significant revisions to the policy. There is a real chance that portions of this current ban will face injunctions. But legal battles take time, and while the courts deliberate, real people are stuck in limbo. You need to protect yourself now, not wait for a court ruling that may take months or even years. There is also a broader pattern here that you need to understand. This ban doesn't exist in isolation. It is part of a larger trend in 2026 where the U.S. government is significantly tightening immigration enforcement across all categories, from tourist visas to humanitarian programs, from employment-based green cards to family reunification petitions. Processing times are increasing. Interview waivers are being eliminated. Administrative processing holds, those dreaded AP statuses that used to resolve in weeks, are now dragging on for a year or more for nationals from certain regions. The system is not broken. It is being deliberately recalibrated. And if you are navigating this system without expert legal guidance, you are at a serious disadvantage. Look, at Global Entry News, we believe that information is power. You deserve to know what's happening inside the immigration system, even when the agencies responsible for that system choose to stay silent. The 39-country ban is real, it is impacting real families, and it is happening right now. We will continue to track every development on this story and bring you the updates as they come. If this video helped you understand what's going on, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people who need this information. Share it with anyone you know who might be affected. And if you have questions about your specific situation, drop them in the comments below. Our team reads every single one. Subscribe to Global Entry News so you never miss a critical update. And remember, in immigration, timing is everything. Stay informed, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next one.